Tisha.
I'm Loren.
And this is the Open Booked podcast. Today, we are talking about Onyx Storm again. This is part 3 of the Empyrean series by Rebecca Yarros. And of course, obviously, we're going to spoil it, and probably all of Fourth Wing and Iron Flame as well. So just be prepared for that. But first, what are you reading?
Yeah, so actually what I'm reading has some drama, so we'll kind of, just jump right into the drama to answer that question. I think I talked about this the last couple of weeks. I saw this video on TikTok of girls dancing on tables and was like, only people who know, and it just looked like a vibe. And I was like, I need to read this book because apparently a guy did it for a girl. Turns out it's the 4th book in that series where that happens.
Shit.
So I'm on book 3 called Kill Switch. It's the Devil's Night series by Penelope Douglas. They're pretty long, but they're dark romance-ish. They're dark, but I would say it's like on the beginner of the dark romance genre. It's not Hunting or Haunting Out a Line. It's much fluffier than that, but it's not Colleen Hoover. So I feel like that's a good scale for people.
Yeah.
So, so I was reading those books, and of course I saw those on my TikTok, I'm reading those, and so of course the TikToks are going to come up because, the little aliens in your phone are listening to what you're doing, and so there's this guy that keeps popping up like he's live. When you're scrolling through, there's live. He's an attractive man, okay? And he's reading the series out loud. And
yeah.
oh, cool, whatever. I didn't think anything about it. I didn't click on it or nothing. I just kept swiping. And then I see these women out. I'm like, what is the odds that these books have been out for years? And I just happened to be reading them at the time when this drama is insane. Maybe that's why they popped up on my For You page. I don't know. But apparently the 4th book is the most popular. Of course, the dancing table scene. I'm circling around to the point here, guys, but all this color is important. And so I'm like, okay, whatever, 4th book's most popular. At this time, I'm on book 2, and I'm like, fuck, when am I going to get to this 4th book? Anyways, then I see apparently Penelope Douglas, the author, is either suing or about to, or there's about to be some drama with this man, because this man is one of those guys who is trying to profit off women thinking he looks like characters in books. And I have another tidbit that I think is funny relating to this same topic in a second. But he apparently got on when people were commenting on this and said, I'm not reading books, you guys are stupid. Pretty much made the Book Talk women feel weird, okay? I couldn't find the video. I don't know if it got taken down, but I saw several videos of women saying, this man was very outspoken against these books, Book Talk in general, was just an asshole. So now he's charging people $70 or something like that to listen to him read these books, specifically the 4th one. And apparently that's illegal because you're sharing work that you didn't make or buy or whatever. Which now I'm like, hey, Young Gravy's been doing that on ACOTAR for a while. But maybe just to one person, so it's not a big deal. I don't know. You remember all those videos? This woman's paying him to read A Court of Mist and Fury. Anyways, so apparently shit's hitting the fan with that. Everyone's canceling this guy. But apparently this guy was making a fuck ton of money before this hit the fan. So, yeah, that's what I'm reading, and some drama. What are you reading?
Yeah, I saw little tidbits of that sprinkled in my feed too, just the drama. And I saw it on one of the Book Talk pages on Facebook, one of the groups, talking about how it's copyright infringement, and Penelope is if anybody should be making money off of these books, it should be me, because I guess on one of them, she's in the hole because people bought them, didn't like it, and returned it so much that she owes the publisher at this point.
That's good to know.
Yeah, it's stupid.
I'm gonna guess it's the 3rd one. The one I'm in right now. Sorry.
But yeah, I am still reading this first book. I don't know. I just cannot read the book. I read 2 pages and then I'm bored out of my mind. It's Psycho Shifters still. And then I'm listening to, which I'm really thinking I am not an Elle Kennedy fan. because this is the third book of hers that I've read, and I'm like, I don't love it. I don't like her writing style. I just don't like the context. Like this, I will say this is the second book. It's the Dixon Rule. It's the second
Okay.
book in the series, but coming into it, I didn't feel like I missed anything. So I think it's one of those that could kind of be a standalone too. So it's just not, I don't know. I just don't enjoy her writing style. And maybe it's the narrators too, but this is the third book and I'm like, meh. It's not bad, but it's not good either. So it's like, it's a good filler book for
Yeah.
me.
Yeah,
So that's what I'm listening to.
I was just looking up El Kennedy while you were talking to see if I've even read any, and I don't think I have. I think I have bought some or have seen it a lot because her name is obviously very well
Yeah.
known. So maybe I haven't gotten to it yet, but I was looking. I don't think I've read any, but I did this past week finish all of Emily Henry's books. They just have, honestly, they haven't cured my hangover, but they've just helped me get through it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I say hangover, not alcohol. Onyx Storm hangover, of course.
Yeah. I know. I'm at the point I think I want to re-listen to all three of them and see what I can piece together from that.
Jesse's doing that right now, and he keeps sending me videos. And he's obviously very salty that he's not allowed to come to Battle Brief because it's girl dinner. And if you guys don't know, I don't know if we mentioned this last week. We did like a battle brief where we all met at Chili's, got triple dippers, drank margaritas. It was so much fun. But my husband he's not controlling or anything, so don't get that from what I'm saying. He just loves the shit out of these books and wants to girl talk with us, okay?
Yeah.
So he's a little salty, and so he's been sending me videos. He's in Iron Flame right now after listening to Onyx Storm twice. And then he went back to Fourth Wing Iron Flame. He's going to hit Onyx Storm for a third time. And he was like, save this video for your next battle brief since I'm not invited. He keeps saying that, like, I have a theory, take this to battle brief. I'm like, I love him, I really do. It's really precious, actually. So that's what he's doing. He's picked up, like, stuff he said. I'm like, oh, shit. Yes. Yeah, because remember we talked about this when we covered Iron Flame, and I had reread Fourth Wing, and I was like, I picked up on shit I knew.
Yeah.
From Iron Flame. And then I think the more you do it, the more you'll pick up. I think a lot of the answers to our questions are there. We just have to, I mean, I think they're like 80% there, and we have to like use skills to fill in the pieces.
Yeah.
But oh yeah, Emily Henry, I think what we were talking about. I just genuinely like her. If I want a book that I think is like, okay, this is realistic and this could really happen, Emily Henry. Because I could definitely see every story that she's written happen in real life.
Mm-hmm.
Like some things are maybe stretched a little bit, but it's not so stretched that it's unbelievable. Like, but then, you know, sometimes I want to be in Delulu land. So Onyx Storm. You know, so it's a good mix. Or like a thriller that's like, there's no way. You know, like it's just, and now I don't have any more books, and I'm like, I really like Emily Henry. But she's coming out with another one this year. I think it's in the summertime, spring or summer.
Mm. Yeah, she feels like that, like spring summer vibe. Like that's just her writing style.
Yeah,
which is weird to say. Yeah.
Yeah, it is though. Her books feel like summer.
Yeah.
I think that's a compliment though, because you know, like a dark and twisty thriller that feels like winter.
Yeah. Yeah, like it has to be dreary outside, cold, rainy, and like the world has to be dying. And that's when somebody else is going to die.
Yep, exactly. It's funny. We've never thought about it like that before. Interesting question for you. I didn't realize goes on the same genre with, you remember when we had this discussion of when you are reading a book, do you see pictures of what you're imagining in your head or just the words? Because there's a large part of the population that just sees the words. I think we determined we both make up pictures.
Yeah.
When you are reading a book and it's a spicy scene or any scene really, do you picture yourself as the character or are you watching it like a movie?
It depends.
Okay.
It depends on the book. Because sometimes I can like put myself into that role. And then sometimes I'm like, okay, I see it from a distance.
Always watch it like a movie. It's just like books are written movies to me. But I think if I tried, I could maybe, I just never have. I've just always thought of them as books and movies, you know? Yeah. And so, but Jesse asked me that, and I was like, that's a really great question. Like, people actually picture themselves in the, I mean, I get it. Okay, so yeah.
Yeah,
Thought it was interesting.
I can't remember. There's an author that specifically doesn't describe her characters so that women will put themselves in her place. Like she doesn't say how tall, what color hair, anything, like curvy, anything like that. Like she just jumps in and says like this is the character. She might give like a rough age estimation, but and you can kind of infer from context clues like she's divorced or whatever. Like obviously she's going to be, at least mid-20s, hopefully.
Yeah.
But
That's
yeah, she
interesting.
doesn't describe characters so that women can see themselves in their place.
Okay. I like that. That's cool.
Yeah.
Interesting. Just I like things that make us think.
Yeah.
The other thing I was going to bring up, have you seen that video that's now taken down of those three guys and they're playing this song Sweet Dreams, like a death metal emo version, not emo version, like it's like a hard rock version of Sweet Dreams, that song Sweet Dreams.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So it's three guys and they are, I'm not going to be rude. They're not book boyfriend material, okay?
Okay, yeah, yeah.
And they're like, "What do you do if you see us at your Barnes and Noble?" And then they're just like walking and they're being really creepy. And Book Talk women are stitching this video. And then one girl, my favorite, they're wearing like a black, they're all wrinkly clothes too. They're wearing like a black button up, black slacks, and then black dress shoes or something. It's all black. And one lady was like, "Does Olive Garden let all of the bartenders take break at the same time?" Die. I'm telling you, I need to find these and we can link them or whatever because I feel bad because if these guys are just like, if they're like have mental health issues, they need to stay off TikTok because the Book Talk women are savage. But also, they're also like, stop trying to give us like on the same par that other guys. Stop trying to like profit off of us liking books. Like, fuck off. I think it's all hilarious. I'm just gonna get my popcorn, sit back, watch the comments, watch the stitches because it is hilarious. But I think they have posted like hundreds of videos like pretending to be book boyfriends. And they're like, dark romance book boyfriends, And I'm like,
Okay.
okay.
Trend, like, let me show you what you're missing. And it's like this girl,
Paradise.
she's like the caption is when girls say they can't date older guys or something. And it literally looks like it could be her grandpa. So it's like, let me show you what you're missing. And then it shows this guy and he doesn't have all his teeth. And they look like they live in backwoods Alabama or something. Like, just think the most backwoods place. And it could be her literal uncle or grandpa. That just makes me think of that because it's like, we don't want to yuck on anyone's yum, but some things just are not attractive to the masses. And maybe you don't put that out on social media to be judged by the people.
Yeah. Like, there's a part of me that's laughing about all this, but then I kind of feel bad. Because I'm like,
Yeah.
they probably really think that they are their shit don't fucking stink,
Yeah.
And this is like a bubble burster.
Yeah, it's like they're a 10 at the Dollar General, but
for sure, maybe Casey's too. I don't know, but
you go to Target and you're like a 2.
We had the same thought. You're a Walmart 5, a Target 2, and a Casey's Dollar General 10. Okay, are you good? I'm trying to. Okay. I'm gonna just pull up one. A lot of people are saying like leave Barnes and Noble. Here's this. This is 2 of them. Wait, where's the third guy? I can't. I don't know if they're gonna show the third guy. Sorry.
Yeah, you gotta send me that because I have not seen these.
Okay, so I cannot find the video. I know the original video got down, but all these people are like have screenshotted it and are talking about it because I don't know if the stitches go away. Yeah, no, these people have had like. Okay, I found their page. Post on events. Dun dun dun. It's gone. I'm trying to find their whole page. It's Spicy Bad Boy. That's their Spicy Bad Boy. I'm gonna try to find their page real quick while we're here.
I'm trying to find this other video. This guy that he's like in his bathroom and he's like trying to talk very like dirty and seductive, like a book boyfriend would. It's just not giving the right vibes. And I sent it to Haley, and her response, I died. I can't trying to find it. She's like, absolutely not.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, these guys are okay. Yeah, you need to find it when.
I send way too many TikToks to Haley. Now they're not even
Okay,
showing up.
they only have 1,600 followers.
Okay.
They've taken down all of the controversial. It's like, yeah, it's. I'm just gonna share their profile with you.
Okay.
And the picture on their profile is not any of them.
Huh.
Okay. You're gonna die.
It cannot have been that long ago. Maybe it was on Instagram.
Oh, you're still trying to find that video?
Yes, because it's so bad.
Is beef tallow gonna clog up my face?
Yes, don't do that.
But it's so good for you, right?
No, not if your hormones are balanced. If your hormones are out of balance, great.
They probably are. How do I know if they're out of balance?
Do you have regular periods?
Mostly.
Then don't do it.
I just bought some. Look at my face. It's like glowing.
Yeah, it'll glow for a couple days and then it will become red and inflamed.
I thought that's how all the celebrities are looking so young.
They do a whole bunch of really expensive shit to look young.
Not my $8 tallow I bought at the farmer's market.
You can use it for cooking.
It's whipped with shea butter.
Oh, definitely not then.
And essential oils to make it smell like lavender.
Shea butter is very comedogenic too.
What does that mean?
It means it's pore clogging.
Okay. That was the only thing I was really worried about was breaking out from it.
Yeah.
Because I don't have, my face doesn't break out, like, ever. I get, like, one a month, you know.
Lucky. I'm like, I eat too much chocolate or drink too much milk or stress and eat too much sugar.
Yeah, I just never really, I mean, even during teenage years, I'm really lucky. I didn't really go through that. Obviously, had chronic migraines and multiple jaw surgeries, so I guess you take some, you lose some, you win some.
Yep. Did you get your book of the month?
Yep. Where'd I put it?
I love the bookmark though. Guaranteed
God, the
climax every time.
Guys, this is an announcement. She replied to us on Instagram. Did you see the messages?
Yes.
I posted it on our story, tagged her and book of the month, like really excited. Also, guys, we do not coordinate our book of the month. We just literally pick the same one every time because we have the same taste in books. But I got it. I posted on our story and said, like, Gillian McAllister and book of the month. She didn't get back in time to repost it on her story, so she actually private messaged us and said, so sorry I missed this. And I was like, no worries at all. Thank you for replying. We're big fans. And she loved it. Like, she read it. I'm like, we're a big deal. Lucy Foley reposted us on her story, and Gillian McAllister is talking to us. Like, okay.
If only everybody else would realize that.
Right. For sure. Also, Tisha's hilarious, and I'm going to tell them what you texted me. She texted me and said, I just love our podcast. I don't know why we're not popular yet. I was like, I agree. I have literally no clue. So.
It's very subjective, but.
Yep. Here
but
we
like,
are.
I watch and listen to several other podcasts, and we're similar enough, but we're different enough that it's not going to be like the same repetitive things. I'm like, what's it going to take before we like are a household name?
One of these days.
5 years? Ugh.
We're almost a year.
I know, it's wild.
We're getting close to a year.
Yeah.
Okay, today's the Super Bowl.
Yes.
But obviously the Super Bowl will be over by the time this posts. I am speaking it now. I hope the Chiefs freaking lose. I'm just tired of it. Everybody I know is a Chiefs fan, and I want to see them all upset. That's...
Misery loves company.
Yes. My team sucks. I haven't been in the Super Bowl since 2009. So, I don't want anyone else to go either. I'm just real salty and petty. And it's in New Orleans, too, which is where my team is. Anyways, have you seen the videos of Jameis Winston? It's, like, really viral right now. Okay. Mm-mm. He was the quarterback for the Falcons originally. Or no, sorry, the Buccaneers. And you know when Tom Brady came over, lost his job. He came to the Saints and was our quarterback when Drew Brees retired. He's a great quarterback, but he likes to throw it to the other team to the point they all even make jokes about this because he is such a freaking rocket. Like he won the Heisman. He was like a amazing quarterback, but he just has such a rocket. Like anyone can pick it because he just can fucking chunk it. You know, he's just
Mm-hmm.
not necessarily accurate, but long arm, strong arm. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So the Saints cut him for Derek Carr. And he was the backup for 1 year, and then I think he went to the Browns or somewhere this past year. And he's a free agent right now. So Fox Sports has hired him to do media week for the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
He went viral this past year for literally, I think, losing a game and just looking up at the snow during an interview and be like, oh my god, it's so beautiful. Look at that. Isn't that just the most beautiful thing? It's just so wholesome and so precious. And he's so kind to everyone. And people just, no matter his football skill, everybody loves this guy. And so they have hired him to do media week and he is hilarious. He's like driving around on those little bicycle cars. He literally ran into another one. He's singing and dancing in the street. Like you don't see these sports guys like all uptight do that, and I think it's really refreshing. I've been enjoying his TikToks. He's so funny. So I'll have to send you one so you can see what I'm talking about. He's hilarious.
Yeah, that's fun.
Okay, any other things you want to yap about before we get into Onyx Storm Part 3?
Think so. I'm
Okay.
like, what's happened in the world this week? Knock on wood.
Same old, same old.
Yeah.
There is one more airline thing. The Alaskan flight that had 10 people literally just went fucking missing. You heard about that one?
Mm-mm.
It was a few days ago. I haven't seen an update, so I'm guessing they didn't find them. It was like literally they went off radar, poof, no clue where they're at in Alaska. It's like a small plane, I think, with 10 passengers or something. I don't know if it was private or, you know, sometimes you have to fly like bush planes. I don't know which one it was, but I haven't heard anything since other than it was completely missing.
Well, that reminds me. I watched Yellow Jackets. Have you watched that on Netflix?
Mm-mm.
It's wild.
Is it
It's
a documentary? What is it?
It's about a high school soccer team, high school something team. They're going to nationals and their plane crashes with their coach and his two boys on it. And it's like current day, but flashbacks of while they were there and how they survived. A select group of them. And it is fucking wild. Think like American Horror Story. Wild shit is happening.
Is it true?
I don't think so.
Okay.
But it's crazy. And I was just like the whole time I was like, the fact that these are teenagers doing this shit to each other.
Insane.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's one that's like she takes medication, but obviously she can't take it while she's there. But I'm assuming it's like for schizophrenia or some other mental disorder. And while she's there, she starts seeing like visions of like the future, like premonitions. And it is so wild. Just, you have to watch it to understand, but I can't even. And now I need the second season, like yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good, but crazy.
Need to add it to the list then.
But I think that's it.
You ready to dive in?
Go.
Okay, so the past couple of weeks, again, spoilers for the entire Empyrean series, we've talked about the big reveals, we've talked about our questions, we've talked about the moments that teared us up. So this week, we're going to wrap up and talk about theories. I'm going to say this again, I've said it every week. Some of these theories were cooked up in the noggin. Some of them I saw on TikTok. If they are your theory, thank you. I don't know what else to say. Great, thanks for sharing. I put it in my notes. So, and then favorite moments / quotes from the book. I have one quote, but mostly just summarized moments. That being said, this theory is from me. Okay? I'm sure other people have thought the same thing, but I think Kat and Auric are going to end up together.
I see that because they're both very like kingdom minded. Like,
yeah,
they're both very heir to the throne, trained, but also whatever it takes for their country or, you know, kingdom, whatever.
And Kat very much only was with Xaden. Well, I mean, he's hot as fuck, supposedly. But also for the crown. She says that, like, you're the queen, you're here for the crown, whatever. Halden is obviously the number one heir, but and
I bet
and
something
Arik,
happened.
I bet something happens. That something might be Xaden. I don't know, but also Arik says my brother will be king. Now that we know he's precog, he probably does know his brother will be king. He said a shitty one, but she may think, okay, I'm second in line, whatever. And I think they'd be good together, honestly. So
Yeah,
that's kind of a me
I can
theory.
see that.
Next one, my husband actually thought this one. You said this one, I said this one, and I have seen it on TikTok. So I think this is just really a popular one. That Bodhi is actually a full intrinsic. It's his second signet. Because, okay, Violet finds out, chapter 12 of this book, that most of the marked ones have second signets. And we've kind of suspected that since Iron Flame, when Xaden, my husband's very proud to have been right on that one. But we've suspected this, right? It's confirmed very early on in Onyx Storm. And then, obviously, she's talked to Xaden about this. When her and Bodhi are alone, Violet asks him, do you have a second signet too? And he says, just one, like Xaden, and then looks. And it was like this, like he knows. Xaden told Violet. The only people that knew about the second signet was Sigale. Even Taryn felt so betrayed that Sigale kept it from him. Yeah. We know Xaden can read intentions, but he's not a full intrinsic. Okay, he just can see what people are intending to do or act. If Bodhi was a full intrinsic, he would know that Xaden is a partial intrinsic and would have been able to say that to Violet like Xaden.
Mm-hmm.
Or was Bodhi fishing to get Violet to tell him something?
Either way.
Yeah. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I think you're right. I think, though, because Rebecca specifically said, what makes you think the Empyrean is giving them the right name?
Yes,
fishing?
That shook me.
Yeah, so I think they specifically chose the marked ones to then be in the same lineage as someone else, in their family. So they automatically get a second signet, but they gave the scribe who, took down the names of the rider and the dragon at threshing the wrong name. Either the dragon said, hey, this is my real name, but tell them this name, or make up whatever name you feel like, or hey, I bonded with your great aunt, whatever. So you're going to get a second signet, but you cannot tell anyone because they're making like this huge army to try and defeat the Venom or whatever they're doing.
Okay, here's another thought branching off that. Their marked tattoos or whatever are from Coda. Coda marked them all individually. In theory, are they all able? Three. Are they able to channel from Coda? In theory, they should be able to. They should be able to, whether they know they can or not.
I think so. And that's why a lot of them have like precognition and
big signets,
intrinsic, and like all that.
Yeah. There's a part of me that also thinks Coda's good and Melgren's bad.
Yeah.
And he just has bonded and stuck. But I think Coda obviously listened to Violet. And maybe because she's Taryn's rider and they're like the only two blacked in dragons or whatever. But yeah, no, there's a part of me that thinks Coda's definitely on the side. I love your theory that you just said about the changing of the names. When Rebecca said that, honestly, the fantasy fangirls, we love them anyways.
Yes.
They got so much out of her. They got so much out of her. Unintentionally. So, I think Rebecca might have been caught off guard a little on some of these because she gave some answers. Like that one, that's a bombshell. That's a bombshell. Oh, yeah. She did confirm one of these theories I'm going to talk about is not a thing, but we'll still mention it because she did confirm it.
Oh, yeah.
Dane and Sloane, for sure, are endgame. Dane, eyes here, Atos. Gods, don't I know it? Okay, swoon. Dane's redemption arc in this book. He still has some redeeming to do, but he's definitely on his way out of the Tamlin category.
Yes. 1000%. And Rebecca was like, I am so glad everyone else is on the same ship because I really thought this whole tour was going to be a one-woman Dane show because everybody hated him so much in the last two books.
Yep, 100%. She loves him.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm interested to see how that develops. They're definitely starting to set that up. I mean, he grabs her by the waist, so she's trying to fight. Like, there's just so many little that you're like, okay, that I need like a POV from them and a little romance story.
Yeah.
Okay, next one is about Naolin. I feel like I can't give one person credit for this theory. Literally everyone thinks Naolin's alive and is Vinin. I
Oh,
haven't
100%.
heard one person post a theory that doesn't believe this theory.
And she won't deny it.
She won't
Rebecca.
deny it either. And she won't confirm that Naolin's dead. It's avoided. Or she said, I think one time she said something when asked about Naolin, I think you need to read the next book. Or something like that.
Yeah.
So I think we do see him. Do I think he's Berwyn? No. But Berwyn, I see conflicted things on this. Xaden says you're supposed to be dead because he thinks he killed him in Iron Flame, or because he knows him. I don't know. People are conflicted.
Yeah, I caught that too. I was like, wait a minute. Why are you supposed to be dead?
Yeah, I think that may be one that we might be so used to overanalyzing we're reading too much into it. Because he did think he channeled to kill him in Iron Flame. So, and throw him in the ravine. So, but he's been fucking with his dreams, which makes me think he's the other dream walker and Violet's the balance to him. But I think he thought he was dead and those were nightmares and not him dream walking.
Yeah.
But Taryn is my biggest piece of evidence for this theory. Across all 3 books, anytime Naolin is brought up, we do not speak of the one who came before. Okay? Even Brennan says he gave everything to save me. Okay, when they talk about Xaden channeling, he gave everything. It's the same verbiage they use to talk about people who turn Vinin.
Yeah, it cost them everything.
Cost them everything. Yep. So I don't think that's a controversial theory. I think everybody believes that one. I'm just interested to see how it plays out and how much Brennan knew. Because I think Brennan is sus. I've never been a super Brennan fan. I don't necessarily know that he's against everyone. I just think he has other interests. He has, and it's probably Naolin. We've talked about this before too. We don't know Naolin's last name. We looked for it. We do not know. Did he take Naolin's last name? Or is the Aserai really just like reborn, whatever it meant? Is that actually what it was for? Or is that actually Naolin's last name? I don't know. A lot of people think they got married.
I can see that.
Okay, another theory. I believe this one. I think I saw it on TikTok. That Violet and Xaden are actually the first or human mates. Taryn calls them mates, and she corrects him, saying like humans don't have mates, and he calls Xaden her mate several times in Onyx Storm.
Yeah.
Several times. And only one time she like pops back and says that, and he's like, because you guys are inferior or whatever. So that tells me that they could. I don't know if there's a mating ceremony. I don't know what that looks like because the dragons' policies are like so closed door. You don't know how Taryn and Sigil got mated. Like, is it like a wedding? Or
which only adds to the theory that the dragons are Vinin or somehow bad.
I agree because this is, which I don't even know if this is on the list, so this is good. Okay. This is true. The dragons channel from the ground. This was proven when they went to the islands this book with no magic. People were annoyed about a lot of people on Book Talk were bitching about like the island hopping and stuff. If you were bitching about that, fuck you. I'm sorry. It was great. We needed to learn about these other places. We needed to learn about the gods. It has a purpose. She wouldn't put that in as filler. All of those things have a purpose for either later in this book or the next 2 books. The second and third books are always like a little bit more builder, big battles, usually in the 4th one, and then like everything's wrapped up in the 5th one. Generally. Maybe spills over into the 5th, 4th. Anyway.
If she finds a way to end the 5th book on a cliffhanger again, I will fucking yeet myself off a bridge. Like,
she better not. She better It
has to be an HEA. Like she said multiple times, I'm a romance writer. I love an HEA. So
so somebody's going to be HEA. I don't know about everybody. But when they went to these islands with no magic, the only people who could still use magic or had access was Ondarna. Because we know the Irids are different. The Irids hate all the other dragons. The Irids channel magic from the sky, not the ground. So that is, in my opinion, why she could still talk to Ondarna and Taryn, because it was through Ondarna's magic, because she naturally pulls magic from the sky versus the ground. So, in my opinion, the dragons are all technically, and the dragons were getting sick and in pain and weak being away from magic. They are all a type of venom.
Mm-hmm.
And this may be controversial, but I mean, there's a lot of evidence. Like, they get magic from, there's no magic here. There's no magic here. The sky is unlimited. And they say, like, if they talk about her Violet controlling the sky.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Rebecca confirmed that her signet is not lightning, it is power, which is what everyone's been saying. It manifests in lightning, but she can wield pure power, which tells me that she could do so much more.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Naolin's was the same, because he used a non-signet to resurrect Brennan. Whether he turned Venom or not, it started not being Venom. It started using Taryn, channeling from Taryn. Taryn is, there's more to him than we know. I think there's a lot more to him than we know. Yeah. So anyways, that's interesting. That I hope we can get confirmed or denied that, because I think everyone's kind of, it's controversial, but people are starting to like come around to that theory a little bit. Okay, mating bond between Taryn and Sigale. People think Ondarna broke it because they had to separate, because Sigale's going with Xaden. And Taryn is sleeping and exhausted when she awakes, and she's like, from what? He was fine when I just saw him 5 minutes ago. Mm-hmm. So what did they do? Was he just tired? Did they fly to the island? I don't know.
I saw something about this too, because the bond was broken, but also because he did something with his magic. I don't know. I'll have to see if I can find it again.
Yeah,
do you have your book? Does it have a map in it?
Islands are not on here. And she says that's intentional, because they asked her about that.
Maybe it was in, so there's one of the books has a map that shows a Bay of Mallet. And she said that she didn't include the Isles because it would have been too
It's where the Venin are.
So there's
Oroville and the Barrens. It's in between right here, called the Bay of Mallet, and this is supposedly where all the Venin are.
Yeah.
It's what I've read that on a theory. And they think that when you turn Venin, you dedicate yourself to Malek.
Yes, that's what I was just looking at too.
Yeah. Which I think is a great theory.
So we didn't go to the Isle of Loyal either.
We did.
They were going to, but after Hedotus, after Hedotus, they went to those little like random isles that
to bury
weren't really
Traeger.
Yeah. So I think that Isle of Loyal is where the Irids are, like their home base or whatever. And I think that, because it's love and also requires a lifetime, dedication or whatever.
Yeah.
I think all of that's going to tie in, and I hope we see more of that in book 4. But yeah, I think Naolin is Venin. He is a rogue Venin, though. I think he is not like with all of these Berwyn and Theophany and all of them, like trying to take over and make everyone Venin. I think he is out trying to find the cure for Venin so that he can be with Brennan again.
Ooh, that's good. That's good stuff.
Yeah. So I think somehow Naolin and Violet will somehow team up in the next book or even the 5th book, and they find the cure. And it has something to do with the sky, where they start getting their power from the sky instead of the ground. Mm-hmm. And once you use so much from the sky instead of the ground, it like replenishes whatever humanity you have, and you get to come back.
Yeah. I love that. I hope that's what happens. Yeah, that sounds great. Who do you think, I think this is in the theories realm, who do you think Theophany Thermopolis, whatever, reports to? Okay, like, she says, as if I would report to that, or answer to that fool, talking about Berwyn. Who, if you think Naolin is rogue, which most people think Naolin is who she reports to, what if it's Papa Sorrengail?
I don't think it's Papa Sorrengail anymore. I think the original, or like the higher ups in the Venin, are the original 6.
The ones that were the bad ones?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a great theory. The other thing is this theory regarding their souls condemned to Malik, that anytime they don't burn anyone, because they don't always burn them, right?
No, they
But
burn
that
their things.
they burn their things, and if any things are alive or left, they are Venin, and they think that Brennan might be Venin because they didn't burn his journal. It's kind of far fetched, but it's interesting to think about.
Yeah, I think that if they don't, so they turn Venin, and that's why their souls are commended to Malik. But when they don't burn something of theirs, it keeps like a part of their soul as human, so they can't fully turn Venin, and that's why Liam was able to come back. He was like a roaming soul because
Yeah, the letters.
they specifically said that Malik doesn't grant favors or something like that because she thought Liam being there with her in the dungeon or whatever was a favor from Malik, which I still think he carries her favor somehow, but
Yeah.
I think that a part of the person has to hold on to whatever their item is that's not destroyed and given to Malik so they can be saved. They can come back somehow.
Yeah. No, that's a good thought. And they're thinking, okay, so the Basgiath on conscription day is giving so many soldiers to the Venin, just falling off the parapet. I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways. The new brother, I have it narrowed down to Garrick or Bodhi, especially after Rebecca's last comment. I'd started to think, okay, it might be Auric, or, it could be, Auric's precog, so he would have known what Zayden was going through, whatever. I have determined it's Garrick or Bodhi, period. Because Rebecca says, pay attention to who's missing. Okay, check. Garrick and Bodhi. If it was Riddick only knew for like the past month, not 5. He specifically says 5 months. Garrick and Bodhi were 2 people who knew the entire time. And then she says someone who just says they just didn't have enough. Yeah. Okay, Garrick literally says that, so she's a troll, so I'm gonna think more likely Bodhi, because Garrick is the obvious answer. Bodhi was retching, which means he's probably powered out. What could he do? Counter I know he could counter signets, but like he couldn't counter theophanies. Can he counter other ones? We didn't hear or see any of that. I don't know. Or does he have a second signet that's not full intrinsic that he's hiding? I don't know. So, anyways, I think those 2 are just the obvious picks. But there's somebody else that talks about the timeline and how the last chapters were confusing. And some people even think it's Liam. Like Liam was hiding and knew Zayden was going. I mean, I think I talked about this a little last week. I think Liam might be alive in some way, shape, or form, but I don't think he's been in with Zayden. It's Garrick or Bodhi.
Yeah. I think we'll just have to find out. I think it could still be Auric though, because
I mean, he flew south.
Yeah, and we know he's not a traitor.
He's not a traitor, and they also said that this can't. Zayden specifically says this place south of so and so. So it's south, so maybe the same direction that Auric flew. Maybe Auric knew that he had a precognition of something and knew that he had to turn. I'm convinced he flew dragon eggs, though.
Yeah.
He's the one who stole the dragon eggs and flew.
And I think that's where Garrick came in, because he can like teleport basically.
Yeah.
So I think
he was out.
He
was out of power.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that's one that we're just going to have to wait and find out in the next book.
I agree.
Because all of our theories could be right, but they could also be so far off because Rebecca is a fucking troll.
Yep. And also, she intentionally, those last few chapters that were confusing, went to different points of view. I feel like if we had everyone's points of view, or one consistent point of view, we could have seen more or figured it out. But she did that on purpose.
100%.
Which is just it just shows how talented she is. Like,
oh yeah,
that she thought about all that. She's just diabolical in the best way.
Yeah.
I literally wrote this note, not my theory or not mine. People think Violet's pregnant, like they use some kind of magic as birth control, but it wouldn't have worked on the Isles. Rebecca did debunk this and said, I don't think Violet wants a child right now, or something like that. So no, I do not think Violet's pregnant.
Yeah, they had a very clear conversation about her being on the potion or whatever to not have
Yeah.
kids. She said it would take consent and a conversation before they decide they are ready for a child. And with him turning venom, and they're also still just kids. Like they're still just like 21. So
Yeah.
they don't need to bring a child into this crazy fucked up world where everything is so tumultuous, and it just would not be good. She said it would have to be a conversation and consenting between both of them to have a child, and that's not going to happen. So,
Yeah. Okay, good to know. Last thing that's a theory that I have, let me know if you have any more after this, that Drake and Mira end up together with Broccoli as their little child.
that'd be cute.
The Fantasy Fangirl said, after interviewing Rebecca Yarros, I can confidently say the only two characters that are safe are Broccoli and Jacinia. And I'm like, bless.
Yeah, because they specifically ask her, they're like, other than Jacinia, can you give us one other character that's safe? And she's like, Broccoli?
Nope. Broccoli. Yeah.
Did you hear the story how Broccoli is based on her own cat?
No, but I'm not surprised. I didn't hear that.
Well, so it's not her cat because she has a Maine Coon. But one of their sons, she had gone somewhere on like a book tour, I think, and came back. And her son came to her and was like, Mom, I need to talk to you. She's like, what did you do? And he pulls out this little yellow cat or orange cat. And he's like, I found it and it needed help. So I got it all of its shots. I got it chipped. I got it like all of the things. I've taken care of it. So I need you to convince Dad that we can keep it. And she's like, okay, fine. So they did it. She's like, and now this cat in my brand new house, I've had to cut holes in the wall to get this cat out because it is so wild.
Oh my gosh. So it's like feral.
She's like, so yeah, that's Broccoli.
Did he actually name it Broccoli, her son?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay, that would have been hilarious.
Yeah, but did you see also? She said that she would entertain the possibility of a bonus chapter with Riddick and Atram's threshing moment. Like,
yes,
how they bonded.
Tomorrow. I can't wait for that.
Yeah, that would be hilarious.
That ties into one of my moments that I loved in this next section. Riddick and his dragon prank each other. That literally killed me. I was LOLing, not just typing LOL, I was cackling.
Yeah.
Everyone just needs a Riddick in their life. Like,
yeah.
Just needs it.
He's like, why do you have to be such a dick? I only brought one pair of boots.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, my husband and I literally, I don't know if I told you this, we have been saying I hate sewing like 24/7. Also, public announcement for the Riddick girlies that have made the Spotify playlists. When I tell you, I have been listening to this, there's like 10 now. There was originally 2.
Yeah.
This one
has broken JBL.
This one is songs blasting from Riddick's JBL with a dragon. This is the best one. Whoever made this is a 30-year-old millennial, and I want to be friends, okay? Because we have the same taste. Yes. Okay, but they are hilarious. There's like, if you go, here's like the full list. Like all of these are them. Fight playlist, Riddick's broken JBL. The one that's broken JBL, you can tell is a much younger person because you can just tell what they grew up listening to. So, of course, again, by Fetty Wap is like the number 1 on all of these playlists. Anyways, thank you guys for those because they are giving me life. Yes. Also, the song Ordinary, I don't know if you guys have seen it. People have been like duetting it or not do, like using that audio to talk about Fourth Wing or their theories. And this is just a very small artist. You guys like blew up his song and it ended up releasing Friday. I've definitely listened to it a few times. He wrote it for his wife. It's the sweetest thing ever, but people think it sounds like Violet and Xaden. And it is so wholesome and cute. I don't know if you've listened to it yet, but you need to. Ordinary by Alex Warren.
Okay.
Anyways, so good. And Book Talk just like blew it up because the timing of him playing that on his TikTok and then Onyx Storm coming out just
I love that.
Worked.
I love when social media does that for people and it changes lives. Like when people blow up like that. I made butter this week because I watched this Amish girl. The way she says butter.
Butter.
But she left the Amish and she, I guess, had a video go viral in August of last year. And she's like, I didn't know how I was going to pay my rent. I didn't know how I was going to do like running my car insurance. I didn't know all of these things, but I went viral. And now I'm just making videos every day. And like, this is my life. And I don't know how I got here because I was just a very simple Amish girl before this. And now I'm kind of living the dream. So I watched literally 3 hours of her videos of her cooking and stuff yesterday. So yeah, I was just like, I love that social media does that for people.
Yes, for sure.
So much fun. If only it could do it for us, that'd be great.
Yes. We're next.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, next moment that I loved was the dinner party with Xaden's mom. Let's just say this entire scene.
Yes.
With Garrick, the memes of Garrick eating the cake, the I hate sewing, the draw up the papers, Lifetime, Sorengale, 2 R's. Oh my god.
Love you too, Violet.
Literally swoon.
Yeah.
Okay. That entire scene is just gold. Gold writing. From start to finish. The fact that Violet was one step ahead of them with the tea, I mean, and it even ties it back to like the very first book. I saw this, someone had put this together, that he told her, like when he started training her, you can't always have tea with your opponents before your match and poison them or something like that. And so the fact she got to poison his mom.
Yes.
Top tier planning, Rebecca.
Love it.
Love it. It was just so great. I loved this whole scene. Okay, I texted you at this part. Jealous Vin and Xaden using his shadows to swat away the prince. Go off.
Died.
Go off. Yes.
And then even later,
bitch ass away.
Even later, he's like, just thinking about it makes me want to do it again.
Yeah. Yes. My gosh. No, I loved it. Okay, the fact that Xaden used Dane to translate and buy a sexy nightgown for Violet. I ate that shit up. I ate it up.
Dead, yeah.
And the fact he was so thoughtful, like being sneaky, leaving that for later. He was playing chess, man. He was playing the long game. I think he still is.
Always.
Yeah. Okay, my favorite quote when they asked Xaden where his loyalty lied, and he was being honest. He said, "Violet, my loyalty is to Violet first above everything, everyone else, then Tyrandor, then Navarre, in the moments it's worthy, usually when Violet is in residence." I'm like, I just adore that.
Yes.
Swoon! If you didn't love Xaden before this book, how's your obsession with him now? Because I know you are. Number one book boyfriend for me, by far, is Xaden Ryerson.
Yes.
Did he pass the suit daddy for you after Onyx Storm?
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, this is huge! Love.
Yes, after the 2 R's, just can't.
2 R's, oh, yes.
Nothing less than Lifetime would do.
That's much too casual for what we are. Man, his one-liners and comments in this book is giving. It's giving. Yes. It's doing the most.
Yeah.
Okay,
and if
any other ones?
If they don't include all of that in the show, what's even the point?
We're done.
Yeah.
Rebecca did say all of our quotes and stuff when she read the pilot episode. Everything that we loved about that part was in there. So the fact that she's an executive producer and she literally she says like Xaden is her, Xaden is hers, you know. So
Yeah.
I think she would do him justice. I don't think she would pull a Colleen Hoover and let it go absolutely insane.
Yeah. Good.
So we'll see. We'll see though. There's so much rumors about casting on the internet. I'm assuming some casting announcements are coming soon with all of the buzz.
I
But
hope
there's
so.
2 guys specifically. I think they're both fine as hell. There's one that's a little bigger and buffer, and then one that's a little smaller, but they have very similar looks. And people are thinking they both changed their bios on TikTok to be dragons. And a lot of people are thinking it's Xaden and Bodhi.
It has to be. Yeah.
One of them is German, and one of them is maybe Italian, or maybe he's Middle Eastern, but he doesn't have an accent. I don't remember. But they both are darker complected, which is her must. He's not white.
Yeah.
He's got dark skin, dark hair, super tall, super buff. So these guys check all those boxes. One of them has been like posting boxing videos, and somebody commented and was like, in your next video, if you're playing Xaden, wear all black. And his next video he did black shoes, black hat, black, like everything. So I don't know if he's just playing into it. Like if I was him, I would. Fuck
Yeah.
it. Book, just get the book talk girlies all hot and bothered and then move on with your life.
Yeah.
But no, they're 2 front runners for sure. And I will say, based on like the other movies that are becoming the other books that are becoming movies or shows, they have really listened to book talk for casting.
That's
like
good.
even with the Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni drama, Justin Baldoni was very concerned when we were all rioting about her wardrobe. Like that's coming out.
Yeah.
That he was concerned and she was like, this is the look, it's sexy. When bitch ass hadn't even read the fucking book and refused to.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We didn't talk about the fact that he created a whole ass website with everything being public, but it's
Love
there
it.
if you guys want to look at it. I haven't yet, but I've heard all the text messages to Ryan Reynolds are on it too.
Ooh.
Yeah.
They tried to put the gag order on, and the judge was like,
Nope.
No.
So
no,
he's like,
it's fine. Let it stand.
www.fuckblakelivelyandryanreynolds.com. Yeah, so. Okay, any other?
I had one question after all of the TikTok and social media this week. Where's Dane's mom? Who is she?
That's
and
a
what
great
is
question.
she?
What is she? She's never talked about. He doesn't have any other
Never.
siblings, does he?
Not once. Nope. He's an only child. So did she die in childbirth? Did she die when he was young?
Did Papa Atos fucking kill her because he's psychotic? Was she a rider? Was she a scribe? Infantry?
Was it a marriage contract? She only had to survive until 10?
It was 10 and bounced.
So many things. I'm just like, oh, and then I saw the King Tari whole thing where because there's a spot in one of the first 2 books where they're like investigating because they're curious about King Tari and what he has done that is so unspeakable that it's like changed the trajectory of whatever the whole kingdom. And I'm like,
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah,
I just
no,
need the
that
4th
definitely
book
has
already.
been. Yeah, and we don't even have a date. No deadline, nothing. So it took her like 8 months to write Onyx, I think she said 7 or 8 months.
Yeah. And she's not even going to start till summer. Maybe after summer. Yeah, because she's spending summer with her kids.
Summer with her kids, which is fair. That's great. Good for her.
Yeah.
We'll just die in the meantime.
Yep, and reread it all 5 times.
Yep. Once I get through this freaking Devil's Night, I need some more fluffy stuff. And then I may dive into Throne of Glass.
Okay.
It's a complete series. I just need something complete.
I keep putting it off because I'm like, I'm not going to do it until we're ready to do it in the podcast. Because I'm like, I just can't.
We need to do that together because we can do it one like we did from Blood and Ash. Yeah. And I feel like everything's fresher and there's no reread. We need to do it together when we decide to do it.
Yeah. Let's get through some fluffy and also like thrillers in the next month or so and then start it.
Yeah, let's do that. I'm on board. That'll be an 11. How many books are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That'll be an 8 episode series.
Yeah, there's all
And they're all
those.
pretty big.
Yeah. That Kingdom of Ash is like.
And then we're gonna have to start figuring out how the fuck order to read this, because there's supposedly tandem reads and all sorts of shit. We're gonna have to figure it out.
Yeah. So there's that, but then there's also like a something else that you're supposed to read with it, and the girl that I watched, it ended up being like 17 books. I was like, ain't no fucking way.
No, I'll read 8. I just need to know what order to read the 8. I don't know that I can do the tandem read thing. I just don't think that's for me. I think
No, because you got to do like a chapter at a time, and I can't.
No. We do audio. That doesn't work for us.
Well, literally,
Unless we
I was
do
like,
one-
I'm gonna listen to the whole thing.
One audio and one paper and pause the audio and go back. That would be the only way it'd work, and that sounds like too much work. So we'll just do it in whatever order is suggested.
We'll do it in publication order and call it good.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll make a chart. We'll get on YouTube, TikTok. We'll figure it out.
I think we are good on Onyx Storm. Maybe finally, I might re-listen. I might re-listen to all 3 this week and come up with something else for next week. But did we want to do Quicksilver next week?
Yeah, that's what I had on the list. I started it already.
Okay.
I forgot to say that earlier.
Okay, so we'll do Quicksilver next week. Go follow our socials. Follow us on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok. I feel like there was a 5th one somehow. It's not LinkedIn. I know that.
Good pods.
Instagram, YouTube, TikTok,
Facebook, Spotify.
Oh yeah, Spotify, Amazon Music. We're on all the platforms where you can find a podcast. Be sure to like, subscribe, and leave us a comment if you agree with any of these theories, if you have theories of your own, if you disagree or think we're crazy, just let us know.
Yeah, we love to hear everybody's theories.
Yes, clearly. And we'll try to link a couple of those videos. I'm going to link the Spotify playlist. And yeah, we will talk to you guys later.
Bye.